we've had open sourced fucking chips for a while, and like to no effect. It didn't matter.
Also, I admit
You're
that what you're
limited by
saying
the
is
goddamn fabs. You can do whatever you want with your design bullshit and your distribution bullshit. You're literally limited by the fabs. It's whoever can get their tape out from the fucking fab by hook or by crook or by suck or fuck or however they're doing it. Like, it's a terribly forced to be centralized market because in the end, you're gated through a few fucking chip manufacturers no matter what you do on your side. You're just, they're not going to tape you out.
well, I guess from my perspective, what I'm seeing is an increased number of countries. I like what you're saying about.
I mean, look, getting
Believe
China
it,
out of
believe it when
mining
you
was
see it.
probably good. I think getting China out of mining was good, probably.
Yes,
And I think
agreed.
getting it into America is good, probably, maybe. But like having more countries maybe would have been better. You know, maybe having mining in China would have been better if fucking America banned it. But now it's not in China. So now it's like, I mean, you're really having to grasp at straws for this limp tick price chart, man. Like, why should I have to care about all this drama bullshit? Why doesn't the price just go up and everything work good? Why do I have to worry about the next inflation bug? I don't worry about the next inflation bug with Ethereum. It's never had one. But Bitcoin, I worry.
The answer to that question is because if you genuinely believe in the mission statement of cryptocurrency to bring increased freedom to the world,
that's not.
you need
I
to
don't
care
think
about
that's
more than just the price chart.
no.
You need
That
to
is
care
not what
about
Bitcoin was
more than
designed
just the
for.
price chart.
That is a sociological fucking bullshit, kumbaya feeling thing injected into the white paper that wasn't there. Bitcoin only makes rich people rich. Do you know why? Because you buy it with money, and the only people that have money already have money. That's the reason I was rich when I bought Bitcoin, and lo and behold, now I'm rich now. And Roger Ver was rich when he bought Bitcoin, and Tim Draper was rich when he bought Bitcoin. And the people that got the richest on this shit were already rich to start with because you buy it with fucking money. It's a money amplifier. And so, like any sociological, political, this is going to make shit better. And by the way, I mean, look at who really has big bags. The Plus token fucking guys had like what 100,000 Bitcoin. The Mount Gox guys have 140,000 fucking Bitcoin. The fucking scammers who scam Bitfinex had a few billion in Bitcoin. There's some real fucking trash ass motherfuckers with big ass bags of Bitcoin.
And you know that coin centralization is not a problem, right? Like you preach that about Hex.
No, but like people.
So why does it matter that these guys have got big bags?
Well, I like good people to have more money. Like I'm happy if Roger has money. He seems like a good guy. But if the fucking hacker of Phoenix has more money, I'm not excited about that.
Oh, so your opinion here is that you trust you, but you don't trust them to have big bags. Like as in,
I trust that there are less hackers with giant bags of hacks because in my looking at it, hackers that hack hexagons dump that shit for stable. And then in fucking other world, Bitcoin world,
known bad actors, like as in provable bad actors,
right? And then in Bitcoin world, when hackers fucking get their Bitcoin bag, they hold that shit and it becomes worth more and more and more over time because they can't get out of it because it's all centralized fuckery because you don't have any freedom in it.
I see the difference. I thought you were just pointing to people who are large holders, but I see what you're saying.
No, like I like venture capitalists usually, but most people don't. So as a rhetorical tactic, it's okay to mention that because they care, even though I might not. I like people that build shit. I mean, not every venture capitalist is of the same quality, but like, look, Tim Draper wants to secede from California. That sounds awesome. You know, he seems like maybe he's a cool guy. Chamath Palihapitiya is scamming the shit out of people. He seems like a faggot. You know, Balaji, did a biotech startup. At least he made some progress in medicine. Okay, you know, like not every VC is of the same fucking merit in my book. So I'm just saying, like in Bitcoin, you've got a lot of, as you said, known bad actors with billions of dollars of that shit, and that's not a problem that we have in any of my projects. And it is an actual real problem. That guy that hacked Finex had, you know, what, $2 billion because he couldn't get out of it because Bitcoin sucks. Hackers that hack Bitcoin hate life because they can't get out of it. And if they try to get out of it, they get caught. Hackers that hack Ethereum shit, at least they get to keep the money they took because they have the freedom to get the fuck out of it. I can't tell you how much better Ethereum is than fucking Bitcoin. It's crazy.
Oh man,
Vitalik got to come over here and suck me off for all this fucking work I'm doing, chilling his bags.
It really
big-ass
hurts
bag.
my feelings. It really hurts to hear you say that.
Why? Ethereum's awesome.
Can we
What's wrong with Ethereum?
In fact, seeing as we're talking about Ethereum, and since they're eventually going to go to proof of stake, and obviously Pulsechain is going to be proof of stake.
How much Ethereum does the Mt. Gox trustee have?
Can we do proof of work versus proof of stake briefly?
You can, but just realize that it's like the weakest dick. No one actually cares about it. Shit, but go ahead. No one cares about it, but we'll do it.
I really want your opinions on this. This is not me trying to score points.
It's all good, man. It's all good.
So crush this for me. This is the best argument. This is the best argument that I have heard personally for proof of work over proof of stake. Right?
Sure.
It is. So it's two parts, right? One, that proof of stake was considered by cypherpunks long before proof of work, and they found that the penalty cost for cheating needs to be external to the system to ensure that the security model is maintained. So proof of work mining provides an anchor for the cryptographic asset in terms of real world expenditure, in this case being electricity.
Yeah, but like I don't. So I guess I'm like, it's gonna sound weird, but it's something that I would say. Because I'm really smart, this shit's like so obvious to me. Like instantly, the second you say it, like I already know where the argument's gonna end up, like already. But then I don't understand why. I don't understand why like you don't come to the same like instant understanding. So like, let me give you this example. So your words that you just said were, in order for the consensus network to be secure, the cost has to be external. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, your external cost in proof of work network is buying hardware and buying electricity, right?
Yes.
Your external cost in proof of stake network is buying stake.
Electricity is the main one.
Yeah. Your cost in a proof of stake network is buying the stake.
No.
The reason you don't 51%
native to the network. That's not external. That's native to the network.
It is external.
It's not.
When I write somebody else a check for something, I assure you it's very external.
They're
equally external, I promise you.
The asset is native to the network. So the cost. So
let me take it one level further for you.
It impacts all the game theory of all the attack vectors.
I know that. And let me go into the game theory.
Sure.
Why don't the miners 51% attack Bitcoin? Because you can only do it once. And if you try and do it more than once, they'll do proof of work change. And how much are you going to get? And you're going to devalue the value of all your mining equipment. You use all this mining equipment you bought, you use it to attack the network. Your mining equipment isn't useful for anything else. Now your mining equipment isn't worth anything because you destroyed the trust in the network, and all you did was profit off of one 51% spend attack. And you fucked one exchange, or maybe a couple exchanges out of somebody. And that's it. That's all you got. And that same exact game theory, economic game theory, that protects Bitcoin from 51% attacks, which is why no one even fucking tries them, is the same exact shit that protects proof of stake networks. Oh, you get some stake. Okay, cool. You have some stake. You borrowed it or you bought it or whatever the fuck. And now you roll back some transactions using your stake. Cool. You fucked over some exchanges. Congrats. And now your stake isn't worth anything anymore because you fucked the network. It's the same exact security model. It's very fucking obvious. It's the same fucking security model. In one model, you give your money to the electricity company and the fucking hardware company, and you don't fuck the network because it devalues what you bought. And in the other model, you buy your stake from somebody else, and you don't fuck the network because it would devalue what you bought. It's the same exact game theory.
Let me try from this angle then, right? Pierre Rochard states that proof of stake, from a computer science perspective, has unresolved issues. He claims that stakers do not need to commit to a specific history, so they can.
It's called the nothing at stake attack, and you overcome it by proofs of fraud
or a long range attack.
Yes, and you overcome it with fraud proofs. And yes, I'm sure you can come up with some attack vectors versus proof of stake systems, but in general, people prefer just to get rich and be fine with it instead of work really hard to lose money and experiment trying to attack them. So like, if you really wanted to make money attacking these fucking proof of whatever consensus networks, I bet you could find bugs in all of them. If you really wanted to go open up a short on a network and fucking attack it, I'll bet you could. But here's the worst part. You discover that half the time when you bring the network down, the price goes up, ha ha ha, because life ain't fair. And you can't sell coins. You can't send to an exchange. So there's actually like more resistances built into these networks from fuckery, which is why they're dog shit software, all of them. Even Ethereum, as better as it is than Bitcoin, the software still sucks, which is why we're
Look,
fixing it.
there's certainly large risks to effing around and trying to attack these networks. However, we need to accept that not all attackers are financially motivated. You can have nation states that don't care about money. They're just
but in that
their goal
argument,
is just
the
to
right
F the
way to
network.
attack them is to send a drone strike to anyone operating a node. And if they proxy their nodes, use timing attacks to find out where the fucking like all these like parade of imaginary horrible arguments are so stupid.
But they can't kill everyone.
No nation state is going to make SHA-256 miners when they can just write a law with a pen that says it's illegal and watch the price drop 99.9. So like,
so Stanford University, University did a study of proof of work versus proof of stake, and in their findings, they believe that the only way that currently that you can have a proof of stake network that's legit is either to have checkpointing, or what was the other thing?
Yeah, but checkpointing's fine. I don't mind it. Like, I don't mind checkpointing.
Or have it anchored to a proof of work network. And so, like one of those is centralization.
Checkpointing it is cool. I'm cool with checkpointing. There we go. Thanks, Stanford.
Because obviously anchoring to proof of work just admits that proof of work's the only secure consensus. But
you just see. Here's what I don't get. I take your own argument and use it against you, and you pretend it's not happening. You said Stanford said checkpointing was okay, and then you manipulate the argument to pretend that they didn't say that, and to then say proof of work's better because I think so. Look, Stanford said it.
It's centralized though. It's centralization. Having checkpointing is centralization.
You can't opt out of that. You're not compiling your own client that you wrote from scratch. You're sucking developer dick anyway, and it's unavoidable. You're going to suck dev dick when you compile your own wallet. You're not going to audit your own fucking wallet. You're going to suck dev dick when you type in your password into your fucking keyboard hoping you're not keylogged. You're going to suck you're sucking dev dick. It's not avoidable.
I think that's a weak attitude, Richard. I think that's a very weak attitude, because it's basically saying because somewhere else in the chain there's like people not behaving with the optimum security, we should just throw everything out the window and not care about security on any level.
No. It's saying that someone that already could fuck you and chose not to, the guy that wrote your wallet, could also give you a valid checkpoint. It's a very reasonable argument. The guy that you're already giving your fucking keys could also just give you an honest checkpoint.
But wouldn't it be better if everyone actually just didn't do that?
The guy who wrote your wallet could just have all your keys sent to him at will, anytime he wants. So yeah, you're already sucking his dick. He can give you a good checkpoint. It's not a fucking hard argument at all. It's a very reasonable argument. As a matter of fact, that's probably superior to trusting the fucking miners, now that you bring it up, because I don't trust them motherfuckers a bit.
Well, look, I think the aim here is to have something that is truly trustless, right? Ideally,
that's not the aim.
You want to be able to operate within these networks.
The aim is to get rich, and your coin sucks for that. And the aim is to be secure, and your coin sucks for that. And the aim is not to blow up the goddamn earth. Your coin sucks for that. Okay, I don't understand what your coin isn't good in anything. Your coin's not good in anything.
Perfect segue, Richard, because I was just about to bring up the energy FUD.
Good, let's go.
So basically, obviously, what we just talked about with proof of work versus proof of stake does actually tie into the energy usage argument, because of the fact that it's only if you believe that proof of work is unnecessary that you can be like, this is such a waste of energy. Otherwise, it's a good use of energy if you believe it's the only true way of reaching a secret, right? So I believe that the Bitcoin energy FUD is way overhyped, right? There is a massive trend. There's a massive trend in Bitcoin mining towards renewable energy, and more importantly, stranded energy. So
cool story, man. This is very similar to the IB. Like,
hold on.
Yes, one day maybe you'll be unstranding energy, but today you're fucking not.
No, they're already doing it.
Like what, 2%, 1%? Fuck
but
all
it's on
percent.
The increase. It's on the increase though.
Sure, yeah, but now that maybe the bear market kicked in, maybe you can't afford to unstrand shit anymore. Maybe the economics don't even work now.
these early examples are like proof of concept that other people will be like, hell yes, we don't have to flare gas. We don't have to, we've got this waterfall over here. Like I think the stranded energy argument is a strong one. And so in a recent interview that you had with that Bitcoin, there was a Bitcoin guy. You did it on the Bitcoin magazine channel. You remember the Bitcoin magazine channel, Richard?
Yeah.
On that interview, you said, if you love Bitcoin mining, you must really love nickel smelters, right? So
Yeah.
the difference is that you can't pick your nickel smelter up and move it to a new location. Whereas with a Bitcoin miner, you absolutely can. You can go and move it to another country, another energy source.
I think you can move them.
A nickel smelter. Oh, sorry. Okay. Accurate language.
Because you can't
move it. You can't move it without great expense, time, effort, etc. Right?
Sure, it would cost more, but why would you need to move? Like, why would you move? There's no reason to move.
Because of changes to chase stranded energy if the political environment of where you set up that particular mining operation changes.
No, none of that shit applies to normal businesses, bro. I went to Iceland, okay? Flying helicopters, driving monster trucks, banging Icelandic chicks. Okay,
sounds cool. That sounds awesome.
And when I was there, I physically went to geothermal plants. And there they were. They take water, they send it down to the fucking ground. There's heat there. It makes steam. It spins turbines. It takes like a few guys to run a plant will last like 30 fucking years, and it doesn't take many guys to run it at all. It's the most energy efficient, cost effective electricity like on the planet. So I'm told. It kind of makes sense. You shit water and it makes steam, and then you just shit the same water back. You don't even need new fucking water. Wow. Crazy. Just literally jacking the earth for energy. Yeah. So they have a shitload of aluminum smelting there, or whatever they fucking call it, aluminum refining. Now, at what point is the motherfucking volcano gonna stop providing heat? It ain't. And so they don't need to fucking move. It's fine. It's all good. And this shit ain't gonna change anytime soon. So like this idea that like you're gonna check, man, if you guys want to go move your fucking miners around to like stop things from being flared or whatever, cool. But I'm actually not even sure the mechanics of how that makes shit better. Like, can you explain to me this? So first of all, if proof of stake works, which I'm pretty sure it does, because we've had successful proof of stake networks for quite a few fucking years now. But you guys wish they didn't. You wish they all failed or some shit, but they didn't. They work. So with that in mind, if Bitcoin would just switch to proof of stake, the world would be a better fucking place, and the Bitcoin price would pump. But if we live in this world where you guys never want to fucking make that change and you just love giving electricity companies money, let's go into the direct dynamics of how the fuck capturing this energy actually reduces pollution. I want to understand this. So they have methane gas or whatever the fuck coming out of the earth, and it's bad for the ozone. So they go, you know what? Let's catch it on fire instead. And then we catch it on fire. It's less bad for the ozone. And then they catch it on fire. And then the Bitcoin miner comes along, and then somehow magically the pollution goes away somehow. Explain to me how the pollution goes away. Legitimate question, because I don't understand where the pollution goes. I don't think you do either.
Can you still hear me? Sorry, this is going to sound like a cop-out, but my phone was about to die of battery, so I had to find a power plug.
I can repeat this shit.
No, it's okay. You don't need to repeat it. Your question was, how does it save? So basically,
yeah. So they have gas coming out of the ground. They light it on fire. Now, Mr. Bitcoin miner arrives and makes shit better. But how? How does shit get better for the earth?
Yeah. So you would rather than just burning the gas off while you're waiting for the next container ship to arrive, right. You use that gas locally at the location to power Bitcoin miners.
But do you know what use that gas means? It means burn it. So it was burning before, and now you're burning it instead. The gas is still getting burnt. I don't see how you're making anything any better.
Well, because you're burning it with a purpose rather than just burning. So
okay, so the environment still gets fucked, but you get to mine some coins and dump them on the market. Okay, cool.
So this does come back. This does come back to whether or not you believe in proof of work. It does.
No, but like, bro, you're still fucking the environment in the ass, but then you're just like, yo, I got paid to fuck it. Ha ha ha.
But no. But it's going to get fucked anyway, right? Like, as in, if these
No.
guys are flaring gas, if these guys are flaring gas, then that's going to get burnt anyway.
Okay, sure, you're fine. I mean, okay, yeah, but you're not like it's
Like
dude,
that industry.
proof of
That
stake's
industry is
better.
already. That industry is already on a path. You're not going to stop.
But just
You're not
like
going to
setting a
convince them.
fucking gas source on fire is not really an industry, right? It's just on fire now. That's it.
But
There's no
this is
maintenance.
just one.
It's just always on fire.
This is just one example, right? Like, you can get quite creative with where
But you guys
can
are like
go
already,
to.
you guys are already 80% renewable anyway. And I just don't care. You dump the price all the time with the coins that you get from your 80% renewals, you murder the price every 10 minutes. It's bad for Bitcoin. Mining is bad for Bitcoin. Switch to proof of stake. Bitcoin price will pump. Environment will be happy. Win-win for everybody. I don't know why you guys keep pretending that proof of stake doesn't work. It obviously does, and for lots of networks for a long time. I mean, shit, bro.
Okay.
Like, we have all kinds of failures in crypto, but they're not proof of stake network failures. We have no shortage of failures. I can think of more inflation bugs in Bitcoin than I can think of proof of stake network failures. And that's the other thing I don't understand. All of your arguments to software security revolve around shit where the security doesn't come from. Like, you think security comes from hash rate and finality and chain weight, and it comes from none of those things. It comes from not having fucking inflation bugs. That's where the majority of errors in blockchain software occurred.
Hey,
Bitcoin
Richard,
had them,
can I play
Bitcoin had them,
devil's advocate
XLM had them.
for a second?
What?
I want
What's
to
up?
play devil's advocate on what you said about the inflation bug. Would it
Go.
be interesting to say that the inflation bug for proof of stake is the fact that sovereign money printers can dilute GDP in order to get more stake to buy more stake? Isn't that the inflation
No,
bug?
because they could just buy more. They could buy more mining hardware. It's the same argument. You could print money to buy mining hardware. It's the same argument. They cancel out.
Oh, you're right. All right, cool.
Yeah,
Thanks, bro.
all good. That's how I like the arguments to go. I like that. So Tangent, bro, I like you, man. I think you're a great Hexkin. I love your pictures. I love your fucking DJ sets. I love all your shit. But like, Bitcoin sucks dick, man. Sorry. I know you have it back.
I've got one. Yeah. So do you, right? I mean, sorry. You don't need to answer that. You
Never
don't
talk about my finances.
Exactly. So, one other thing. It's a minor point, but I just thought I'd bring it up, right?
Sure.
So, like, recently there have been like these humanitarian efforts around the world. You know, the truckers in Canada is an example of it, that have shown this positive use case for Bitcoin, right? Where the censorship resistance of its value transfer has come into play, and a requirement for that to happen is there needs to be the infrastructure for someone, say in Canada or whatever the location is, to be able to take that Bitcoin that they've been donated, and turn it into their local currency so they can buy food or fuel or whatever the hell, right? So you need
on board.
So Bitcoin has exchanges literally in every country around the world. It's pervasive, where if someone sends you Bitcoin, you can turn it into your local currency. Whereas many of these other coins.
So first of all, if they could have done coin mixing, they wouldn't have got fucked. And if they had used Ethereum, they could have used coin mixing. And I don't know of any exchange that carries Bitcoin but not Ethereum. So you're arguing for Ethereum, but you don't realize it. Ethereum would have done a better job serving those truckers than Bitcoin did. Cheaper, faster, more anonymous. It's a wholesome, wonderful endeavor, and we have a better technology to support it.
So I think that's possibly exhausted everything that I wanted to talk about on the Bitcoin side.
I thought they were good arguments, man. I thought you put up a better effort than most. And you had one thing I agreed with you on, which was the regulatory heat thing, which I liked.
That was the claim of mine when the Hex community was trying to convince me not to do this. I said, I guarantee you that it will be a more engaging and more and a better
Leave it to a
discussion than what
Hexagon
it seems
to
like.
represent Bitcoin better than a Bitcoiner.
And that's what I said to them as well, that it actually is something that the community can promote, saying Orca and I do a better job of defending Bitcoin than actual Bitcoiners. It's a feather in the hat of Hex.
You didn't tell me that socialism and capitalism were the same thing. I thought that was the best argument of of my last Bitcoin debate. I thought that was a real fucking gem.
Who's,
like, wow.
who was on that side? Was that you or someone else?
Oh, that was the. I think that socialism and capitalism are different by definition, tautologically. I think that's a no-brainer. That one. I don't remember the guy's name. He's like a bald dude.
Yeah.
Cursed a lot.
So Richard, is everyone ready for me to bring the heat? Because now
Go.
I want to talk about
Back.
This is the A game material. So like we've just been warming up so far, sort of thing. But this is more about.
Better pick up, Tangent. It better pick up right now, dude. You better bring the heat right now.
Do it.
All right. This
You've been like
so
because
obviously the debate was going to be sort of Hex. The debate topic was going to be Hex is better than Bitcoin. You on the affirmative, me on the negative, right?
Well, I just
I guess
think Ethereum is better. It's a consensus network, you know.
No. Forget Ethereum. Like it's in my mind, the only two things worth talking about are Hex and Bitcoin. So, but everyone, yeah. So can we talk about the Hex game theory? Yeah, right. So
yeah, good.
When I look at the game theory across the Hex network, it appears to me that the game theory for the entity or entities that have access to the origin address get different game theory from all other network participants.
Yeah, probably. Well, I don't know, actually. I mean, that statement is basically the same as like a whale has different goals and time frames and shit. And like, yeah, whales have different shit.
I'm glad you said that because when you point to Satoshi or other large scale holders in Bitcoin or any other crypto, those large holders do not get separate, ongoing network rule based advantages specifically for them that are unfair to the other network participants, whereas the OA does.
Unfair. Tell me more.
Well, so perhaps the word unfair is. Let's just say no. I'll stick with it. I'll stand by it.
That's fine. Okay. So
let's just say let's just say the OA makes a stake, and then once it gets locked in, it ends its stake.
Yeah.
The penalty that address receives for ending the stake is lesser than any other network participant within the Hex network because some of it gets sent back to the OA.
Assuming that the OA was controlled by the same entity that also controlled the
address that's ending.
Assuming the OA daughters that were doing the staking and unstaking were controlled by the same address that actually had OA keys, you could say that, sure.
Yes.
Now that's a cool parade of imaginary horribles. Now let's look at the reality. In the chain analysis that I've seen, OA daughters hold 20% of shares. And so in the real world, counter to your fucking gay argument, if someone were to try and make a stake and end a stake, make a stake and end a stake and shit, all they would do would be enrich all the other non-OA daughter addresses that hold the majority of the stakes. They hold the majority of shares. So it doesn't work.
Okay, I got this.
It just doesn't work.
Is it possible that certain aspects of Hex's tokenomics, including what you just said, could be good for medium-term price appreciation while also being bad for broad long-term adoption?
It depends on what type of person is looking at the market. If the class of person is a person that only likes coins that he thinks is decentralized, then the ownership in Hex isn't as decentralized as other coins. But he's also stupid because shit that's centralized economically does very well. Amazon, Facebook, economically centralized. Best time to buy Bitcoin was when Satoshi owned 100% of the coins. But for those people that aren't smart enough to know those things, they might not like that. What I know is that every time I see the OA get a coin, it never gets sold on market. But every time a pleb faggot gets a coin, for some reason, them shits be finding their way to market and hurting the price. Isn't that crazy?
I agree with you.
So it turns out that the person that doesn't need to fucking sell oftentimes won't, but the pleb that needs to sell oftentimes will. So personally, I like to see the OA get lots of fucking coins because it seems like if it keeps doing what it's been doing, that's good for price.
Richard, on that point, I agree with you. You're not the overall debate of that point.
I mean, here, let me help you win a point. Ready? Let me help you win a point.
Normie's most
large
recent statement,
whale
I
in the
agree with
Hex
you.
community could send the price to negative levels that no one would like. So you could probably send the fucking Hex price down some percent personally. A lot of people in the chat could send some Hex price down a bunch of percent personally. But then the question is, after that was done happening and that fucker got shaken out, then where does the price go? Because the system keeps working awesome. So like if the OA decided to fucking, or if the OA daughters decided to murder themselves and murder the price one day, as Bitcoin has been murdered multiple times before, what would happen just after? Well, no crystal ball, but I wouldn't be surprised if the price went right back up.
Yes. So
like-
I know that many in the Hex community, including myself, are like incredibly grateful. Like I cannot stress that highly enough. Incredibly grateful that OA address and daughter addresses have never hurt the price, dumped on followers, etc. Like dumped on community, etc. However,
I know a lot of founders. Now look, there's nothing to say that the founder has OA keys or whatever, but if we're saying that, like, if we're comparing OA to, say, Vitalik dumps Ethereum all the time.
Yes.
OA doesn't. Well, that seems cool.
Every project, the founders dump coins for sure.
There you go.
However, you've been quoted as saying that crypto was invented to get rid of middlemen.
Yeah, sure.
And having a massive holder, call it a benevolent whale, does
it falls down to another whale. So let's say you get rid of the OA. Okay, now you got the God whale. Oh, let's say you're a fucking socialist. You get rid of the God whale. Okay, you got guys that got an earnery. Okay, we get rid of those. Oh, we got referral link guys. Like at some point, you cannot. The socialist faggotry of pretending that the world is a better place if everyone has exactly as much money as you, it never actually comes to fruition. There's always a power law distribution. Always. There's always somebody that has 10 times more than you. Always. And that guy can always murder the price in comparison to you. Always. It happens in Bitcoin. It happens in everything. It's not get rid of a bull. You would just change who it was.
But and so part of what I'm about to say actually stems all the way back to the whole like Satoshi argument, but it's more direct about this. When institutions, nation states, high net wealth individuals look at what crypto they are going to invest
negative 73%.
But no, but do you see it as being a problem where if there's
Bitcoin's
one
down 73%, they don't care. They market buy on Coinbase out of their phone.
So just from their own,
they'll buy Hex.
Like
they'll buy Hex. They're noobs. They're dumb. They market buy from their phone. They're not sitting there like you trying to socialize the fucking the market.
I'm not trying to be a socialist. I'm not trying to be a socialist. I'm just trying to get inside the heads of large scale.
So you don't think the president of Israel would see me twerking and decide to FOMO from his phone? You're not there yet, bro. It's going to take a little while before we're there. You guys are going to have to do a better job marketing so that my twerking is irrelevant.
but my concern.
Let me summarize his argument. He's saying Hex sucks because Bitcoin's been around longer, so people don't realize it's just an old shitcoin. But it's been around so long that they forgot that it's just another shitcoin.
I don't think
that's what's so funny to me about Bitcoin. Like I know, but like I'm just saying. When Bitcoin's around as long as when Hex is around for as long as Bitcoin has had, it will have a better. Well, actually, it's always going to be 10 years ahead. So we'll see. I mean, like, why do I give a fuck what these faggots think? My shit went up 10,000x and Bitcoin limp dick to 3x. Why do I give a fuck about any of your arguments? The reality of my coin already outperformed the reality of their coin. All of your parade of imaginary horrible bullshit aside. Like it's irrelevant. Everything. Like the price chart tells you the fucking truth. That's the truth. The truth is, if you bought Hex on January 5th of 2020, you're up 215x or more versus Bitcoin right now after a 90% dip. That's the fucking fact. That's the reality. And all this, maybe if someone did this, and maybe if a government did that, and all this fucking fake bullshit. Like, it's like. No one cares, man. They don't. No one gives a fuck. People are in this to get rich, and they don't want to get their shit hacked. And Bitcoin's been hacked fucking twice, and Hex has never been hacked. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Bitcoin get hacked a third time, and for Hex to never get hacked.
I'm thinking of this well into the future in terms of, say, like global, like world reserve
okay. Ready?
currency.
Ready? Everyone in the world adopts Bitcoin as a global reserve company, and it does a fucking 10x, and no one gives a fuck about your shit 10x that you had to wait 100 years for. No one cares.
No, but Richard, I said earlier in this discussion that as in, I'm not debating price. I'm not debating where the gains are. I know that I tell people all the time, if you want mad gains,
hope you become the global
it's
reserve
Hex and the
currency,
Richard Hart project.
and then we can watch the fucking all the fossil fuels of the world evaporate. Because the security model of Bitcoin is literally that you have to burn enough money in order to protect an amount of money. And as the amount of money that you're protecting goes up, the amount of money you have to burn goes up at a fucking 1-to-1 or worse ratio. And so, like, if you really want to see Bitcoin as a global reserve currency of the world, you really will destroy the planet, truthfully. Like, I'm no kidding. Like, I'm fucking serious.
Richard, have you heard this theory about how your race, like in terms of here, it's like the human race, you actually want higher energy usage to actually expand as a species. It's like your energy usage, you want that to go up.
Yes, this is Elon Musk's argument, and it assumes that the usage is intelligent, not literally wasteful on purpose, the exact absolute opposite of utility.
Well, then that
it's
just comes back to the
proof of waste.
proof of work thing. But it comes back to whether you believe proof of work is required for a sound monetary instrument. Because
we know it's not.
But
we know it's not.
We don't know for sure. Proof of stake hasn't been proven yet.
How many more years you want to wait?
In my opinion.
Yeah, how many more years you want to wait? You want to wait till Ethereum
I don't
10.0?
I don't think it's a time.
Like,
I don't think it's a time thing. I think
well,
it's
then
more...
you're dumb. I mean, like, what's your fucking rule then? Wait for another Stanford paper to say it's okay? But they just did that already.
I don't do appeal to authority.
You said it was okay with checkpointing. You said it was okay with checkpointing, and so just have checkpointing and fucking stop blowing up the environment and burning up the price.
They said it only works with either of those two things, and neither of those are acceptable to me.
Bro, checkpointing should be acceptable because you trust the guy that compiled your fucking client. You can trust him to give you a good checkpoint. You're trusting him not to export your fucking keys. When your fucking node communicates with the network to sign a transaction, he could just tell it to dump all your keys to him. So unless you're personally compiling and inspecting every fucking line of code of the wallet you're using, you're already trusting that guy totally and completely with your keys. Unless you're using 2FA or some shit. And then he could just have you sign a weird transaction that got around that anyway. So, like, it's just, if you can trust the person that wrote your wallet, which you have to, then you can trust the fucking checkpoint.
So can
Richard,
tangent. Hey, tangent. Can we bring up, it looks like Nurse Scarlet has had her hand up for a while. Can we
I'm so close to the end, man. I'm so close to the
end.
Finish
it, Tangent.
Yeah, we're letting Tangent
finish
it.
We're so close,
We're coming to you soon, Gold. We're coming to you soon.
Shut the fuck up. Everyone shut up. I would rather watch Tangent's body become disintegrated, have his spirit come back as a ghost, and then have to fight this fight all over again from the ethereal realm than listen to anything else right now. Now you may continue.
Thanks, guys. So Richard, do you at least agree that adoption is important? Richard?
His mic's muted. Sorry, Richard.
Oh, someone muted everyone, Richard. You need to unmute your mic. So my question is adoption important? And do you see that these two things that I've raised, i.e. people being able to point, like, when people are investing into an asset where they know that is going to heavily enrich someone that they can point to and be like, so for example, say a Michael Saylor.
So the Winklevi twins. The Michael Saylor, okay. So everyone wants to make Michael Saylor rich, so they prefer to buy Bitcoin.
But remember when I said that in Bitcoin you had like a list and it wasn't even complete. Whereas within Hex, I'm not saying it is because we don't know who owns the keys, but there will be people out there who will assume that it's you and only you. And they're like, do I really want to spend hundreds of millions of dollars of my money making this other guy like the richest person in the world? Or would I rather just jump onto some other, like make my own project or invest in Bitcoin?
Extremely easy to answer question.
Smoke it.
We have seen people answer exactly that in every successful startup. Every successful startup is one rich ass motherfucker handing a smaller group of people a shitload of money. So when Draper handed over his fucking 12 million or whatever to buy the coins that were seized from the uncensorable, unseizable coins that lol were seized from the Silk Road dude.
Yep.
You know, he was happy to hand the money over to the federal government of all people. And when you know, somebody came and gave money, when Sean Parker came and gave money to fucking Zuckerberg, he was happy to do it. And then the A round was happy, and the B round was happy, and the C round was happy, and the D round was happy. Yes, we have thousands of instances of proof of motherfuckers with hundreds of millions of dollars happy to give them to a dude for some shit because he wants to make more. That's startups all over the place.
I'm convinced, Richard. You've convinced me on this.
All right,
that's doable. So the last thing, I just want to talk briefly about Pulse, right?
And by the way, totally unrelated.
Yep.
But there was some sacrifices for freedom of speech and for freedom of movement, which generated what looked like at least $660 million of stablecoin energy. Because I remember seeing totals of about like 660 M of just stables sitting in those addresses. That kind of also, like, I mean, they are supporting freedom of speech and freedom of movement, but I promoted those things. And I said they were good things to promote. And I'm the one that said it. And so, like, maybe people don't think I suck. Maybe people think I'm cool.
Of all the things that we've discussed, this is the thing that you've got me most convinced on. That is a solid as fuck argument as to why that won't be a problem. So I just want to ask you a quick question about Pulse, or like it's a quick attack on Pulse.
Attack.
So, well, it's a sort of attack. Look. Why I said that?
Sure. Why doesn't Consensus just fuck Ethereum in the ass? I mean, they own like MetaMask, they own fucking Infura. Like, why don't they just fuck Ethereum in its ass? Oh, because they make more money not blowing up their own bags. Oh, and then anything you're going to say has the same argument.
But they also haven't had a gun put to their head by a nation state saying you blow it up or else.
Well, I'm waiting till some Bitcoin mining pools get guns put to their head. That'll be funny. Or that mining council that Saylor hooked up. That seems like a nice centralized point of failure.
I was dead against the idea of them all being like registered and listed and stuff. That was dumb. But we'll see how that plays.
I mean, look, here's the thing, right? I invented the term just-in-time security. And what it means is that if the reality starts to get shitty and people are playing meaner and doing more attacks or more fucking fucked up attacks, then you just counter, right? You're like, oh, they're kicking doors in. Okay, well, now there's more doors.
Richard, you're actually starting to answer. You're starting to answer the question I was about to ask. So I'll quickly shoot it in there, right? So on-chain indicates that the OA owns a shitload of Pulse, like as in sacrificed.
OA daughters, but sure, yeah.
Oh, sorry. OA daughters.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Right. So with that percentage of Pulse,
I mean,
theoretically,
Mm-hmm.
theoretically, it would allow those addresses to take control of the network, effectively delegate to choose who the validators are by delegating to whoever, not just a majority, but literally all 33. Right? I've done the math roughly,
probably,
right. So, in my opinion, actually, the question I should have asked first is: you agree that admin keys are a bad idea, right? Like all of Hex community, you agree, we all preach that admin keys are a no-go for genuine crypto projects.
Mm-hmm.
However, I see this as being like pseudo admin keys, because if an admin key allows you to basically just take control over everything and do what you want, taking control over all of the nodes also allows you to do whatever you want.
If you don't like admin keys, you're not going to like the bridge either, baby. Because that's the only way that we could figure out to do it.
Yeah,
no one else has figured out another way either.
I'm aware of that, but the bridge is not the entire network, right? Like,
true. Yeah, that's true. Look, dude, if you think that people that have a large amount of stake in a thing are going to ass fuck their bags by fucking the network, then you don't believe in blockchains, because all blockchains are secured by financial self-interest. if miners didn't care about making money, they just would mine empty blocks constantly and fuck you in your ass and be like, haha, your network doesn't work anymore. We just mine empty blocks only. Ha ha. But they don't do that because they care about financial incentives. And so the same financial incentives that make all blockchains work. And by the way, I already answered your question before you asked it and told you that the same reason consensus doesn't blow their fucking brains out and just turn off MetaMask and turn off fucking Infura is because they like making money. Is the same reason that somebody that might hold a shitload of stake in a consensus network might not break the fucking network. Like,
But
it's
wouldn't
just
it
a
be
stupid
better?
question.
Wouldn't it be better to have something where you don't have to rely on that secondary game theory?
No.
Where,
You know
where
why?
it's actually
Because
trustless?
you want to know why? Because this fake trustless shit usually ends up with a bunch of backdoor buddy scumbags fucking everybody over, and it's just fake. So like Uniswap. Uniswap has a DAO. Okay, cool. The DAO voted to give like 25 million to some fucking entity no one had ever heard of before to do like blockchain education. And they like gave them the 25 million and then no one ever heard of them again.
Yeah.
Well, isn't that funny? Oh, well, that was decentralized, right? That was the shit that you're lobbying for. And it just fucked everyone in their ass and it didn't work. Because like, you know, every attempt at this like DAO shit, I've looked at it and it looks like it sucks balls. That they don't make the right decisions. You know, there's a saying that the best way to run a new startup is with a benevolent dictator. Let me Google that actually. Let's find out what that says.
I was literally just about to drop that term, Richard, because so my main point overarching all of this.
I mean, so your
that,
shit is like, yo, dog, fucking, I prefer other dudes other than OA, even though the OA daughters are like, in the grand scheme of all fucking crypto history, the only people to ever act as good as OA daughters is fucking Satoshi himself. But fuck those motherfuckers. I'd much rather have these other random ass motherfuckers that's probably going to act like the validator. Like, I personally
no.
like,
I trust them, and that would be my preference.
And
I'm
you
trying
can't.
to look
There's
at
just
this.
there's just no other way to fucking. You have to trust somebody. And these, you can only reduce the trustfulness so far until you hit a bottom where you have to have trust. You have to trust your keyboard. You have to trust there's no video camera watching it. You have to trust there's no audio watching it. You have to trust no one evil mate attacked you. You have to trust the fucking shit that compiled. You have to like. There is trust that you cannot reduce.
So you do agree with me that a benevolent dictator counts as a trusted party?
Well, here's the thing, man. It's like there's just a lot of assumption in this statement that I can't address. Like, how many people is the OA daughters? You don't know. So, like, there's a lot of assumptions going into this that are like, you don't know how many people are in those OA daughters.
I was going to jokingly say just one, Richard. Just one. I'm joking. I am fucking joking.
I hear you. Yeah. So, like, I mean, it's just here's another thing. Like, when you experiment with, like, when you fuck around and start trying to change known good working parameters, maybe it works worse and not better. I mean, it's common actually. Like, if something works really great and you start fucking with it, it usually works less great. That's why you can't, like, if you get a new BMW that's not a turbo, like if you get an E46 M3 that runs high compression, you can't barely do anything to it.
Do you know I own that car?
What car? I didn't know that.
Did you like the car that you just said? The car that you just said, I literally own it.
I just used to have one. It's a good car. I like it. The SMG shifts.
I love it. I love it. I'm never gonna sell it. I love it.
Love the way it shifts. It's a great car.
Richard, I feel like that's a good segue.
Sure.
I have.
Can I just conclude?
I didn't want to come up, but I do have.
Conclude.
Wanted me to come up. Basically, they're asking you to FUD Maxi. I feel like you're aware of it at this point, but like,
isn't Maxi somebody made a giant ass stake and then sold shares in it? I mean, that seems legit to me. I don't understand. Like, you're taking smart contract counterparty risk, and that like you hope it doesn't get hacked. But if it doesn't get hacked, it seems legit.
Yeah, I know, man. The premium's just too high right now, Richard. They want the premium.
Well, I don't fucking know. I don't look at the chart.
For some FUD right now, we need some speculation.
No, congrats, bro. Like, listen, man, if you're gonna make coins on top of Hex that pump Hex and then do well themselves, congrats, bro. Good on you.
Guys, just really quickly before we shift away, I just want to thank everyone in here for being so fucking patient to allow me to do this. It was so extended. I also want to thank Richard for allowing me to do this.
And I appreciate you doing a good job. You know, you did a good job trying to represent the maxi arguments. I feel like you don't realize that you lost, but you might one day.
Look, the thing is, before we did this discussion, I believed that you were not being that you were being intellectually dishonest, either deliberately or accidentally, about Bitcoin. And you have managed to convince me in this discussion that you actually do believe. So I don't necessarily agree with you on everything that you've said,
but you know,
but I believe that you believe it.
Yes, and I truly do.
And
look,
so
I actually don't. I probably lose more money shit talking Bitcoin than I make. Like, talking the truth about it probably costs me money, but it's the truth.
And literally all I ever ask of anyone is to tell the truth. So, Richard, thanks for everything. Thanks for letting me do this. And hopefully we can chat again soon another time.
Sounds great, bro. Keep them hot pictures coming. I love them, bro. I love to see Hexkins with hot folk. For real.
Thanks,
I really
man.
do.
Thanks, Richard. See you, man.
See you, man. So, guys, yeah,
a couple more.
The Bitcoin community needed a Hexagon to do a better job standing up for Bitcoin. So, go Hexagons. And look, Bitcoin's still probably better than the stock market. So, I mean, I have to check the chart. I hope it's still better than the stock market. I might have to stop saying that. Lol. I hope it can continue to be better than the stock market. I hope.
Hey, Tangent,
who's next?
I'm going to gently lower Tangent's body down into a grave, and then we'll have these other speakers go.
Hey, he died with honor, bro. He died with fucking honor. He really did.
That was fucking spectacular. Nurse, it's all yours, son.
All right. Well, Black Hexagon, she had her hand up first. She had it up a while, so does she still want to go?
Yeah, hard to follow after that. I just started listening. But
it's a hard one.
Actually,
it's too technical. Most people don't give a shit about none of that.
Yeah, I'm really
consensus
just chiming
bullshit
in for the KSB team, you know, your US road trip team that goes around talking about how wonderful you are and all your projects.
Well, damn, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, we're the ones that wrap the cars and, you know, do all that stuff.
Love it.
So we're planning a new tour for next year for Pulsechain, and we're the ones that are hosting the golf tournament on Labor Day. And I just wanted to let you know that there are about 20, 30 ladies involved in that effort of pictures that say, you know, come hang out at our hole.
Nice.
Let us wash your balls.
Oh my God.
I know that you can retweet.
You guys are getting with the outrage marketing shit.
Yeah, that's where we learn from. It's all about that outrage.
All right. I hope it works. I think it's harder for girls. I don't know if the outrage works the same for girls. I hope it does, but it might.
Sex sells.
That's true. So, that is true. I hope it works better.
I know you couldn't retweet our last situation.
Well, yeah, hit
we
me.
Were asking for money.
Give me the link. Give me the link.
It's actually right here in the nest. Jack Hexagon posted it. She's the one that makes all the cool memes. It's like the third post in the nest. It says, "Just for Richard, golf meme. Come hang out with us at the hole."
So, hold on, let me look. I'm on her page. Golf memes. I mean, I don't see no donation links on her shit.
We did one without the donation links just so that you could retweet it. We didn't want.
So the last one is like an hour old with the nice booty.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
I'll
please retweet that. Thank you, Richard.
All right. Hey,
that's all pleasure. I got.
Hey, thank you. Keep up the good work. I appreciate it.
Thank
we all
you.
do.
Much love.
All right, Nurse.
I see y'all trying to break my sleep schedule up. All right, keep them coming. Let's go.
Go on, Nurse.
Okay, so what's up with the TikTok, Richard?
I gotta make one. I literally just haven't done it.
Can you do it today?
I gotta work on it.
Can you do it today?
I'm too tired now. I could do it tomorrow probably.
Yeah, that'd be great because, you know, like, I mean, TikTok.
It's stupid not to have one. It's real stupid.
It is, and then we can't tag you, and there's some
people
out there. So,
I need it.
We
I need
you,
it.
and then it's
Y'all on this call, remind me to make one until I actually do, please. I need TikTok. It's real stupid to make all this content and not just copy paste it, you know?
exactly. So that's what I was gonna say. Like you can just download
100%.
your
100%.
reel, post it. So
All right.
awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Richard, I'm going to ask you a quick question.
Go.
So I'm going to get back to a little economics. So one of the things I think you agree that we all agree is we got a fiat currency issue around the world, right? Fiat's going to zero eventually. It's been developed over the last knows how many decades. We all know it doesn't matter that it's in the short term, dollars running, whatever. In the context of a stable coin, they're all still backed by a currency, either the dollar or the pound, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Tether a little bit different. Okay.
Yeah.
Still puts you kind of in that same position. What are your thoughts and feelings on a stable coin backed by gold? That's an algorithm that adds and removes gold based on the volume, and it's got a reserve to it, like with 2 or 3 to 1, whatever it is.
I think they already have that. I think it's already a thing. I know that's already a thing, actually. There's already gold-backed coins, dude. But they're not stable. They're just gold-backed.
But I'm talking about a stable coin. It's very specifically a stable coin because gold is cash. Gold is not meant to be an investment. We all know that.
No, but like you can't. So here's what happens, right? You want to.
I know there's Paxos. Like I know that there's gold-backed coins, but they follow gold. I'm talking about keeping it at par. So instead of selling and going liquid into a USDC or USDT or whatever, a fiat-backed stablecoin, you got an algo gold-backed stablecoin.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like, someone gives you $100. He's like, "Yo, give me a stablecoin," and you're like, "Okay, here's a coin, and I got your $100." And then he's like, "Oh, but wait a second, I want this shit to be more complicated. Instead, I still want my $100, but then you, instead of just holding the $100, you got to hold some other shit. So, let me roll some
It's the
dice.
same thing with dollars
I
now.
choose
The
gold.
petrodollar.
I choose gold, and then you choose gold, and then the guy's like, "Hey, man, you wanted to get weird with this shit and make me hold this fucking gold, but bro, the gold just went down, and you said you wanted this to be quote stable, and so now you're fractionally reserved, and so it just doesn't make no fucking sense, bro."
Well, if you
Your
have
idea is bad.
enough of a reserve that adds and removes,
then you're capital inefficient because you require people to over collateralize to make up for the dips. So it's just a dumb idea. I mean, I know you like gold, just buy a gold coin, man. Because like you can't if you want like it's I don't understand what you're trying to achieve. Like you're trying to make the stable coins have a better backing or what?
I'm trying to have it not.
They probably already hold gold, man. They probably like these stables like USDC has a basket of investments. They have commercial paper. They've got fucking all types of investments already. Gold is just a poorly performing investment. I'd probably rather stick with whatever shit they already have.
Well, I don't think it's an investment at all.
Oh, right. Then I'd rather have what they're already doing, which is like actually trying to get yield. And if they're successful, your shit's more secure, not less. I mean, it's untold. Like, I prefer they take less risk or just hold the fucking cash. But like, I mean, like ideally they just hold the fucking cash because then because if they lose, they're going to socialize the losses. You're going to get jacked. If they win, you're not getting nothing. So it's a free call option for them. So like, I think the ideal stable is one that just holds the fucking money, which I think Paxos does, but like, don't quote me. Because it was a good thing to bring up because like understanding how stables work.
Yeah, I mean, I've just been thinking about it for a while.
You're just forcing the stable into a weird investment when they already are doing other non-weird investments, and it's okay.
Well, like you said earlier, people
until it's not like if we find out that it's not okay, then that will suck. You know, like
people
like if USDC actually had like Luna on their shit and they didn't tell anyone, then I'd be like wrecked.
Well, then you're in trouble. Like Paxos is all LBMA hallmark gold. If we got LBMA hallmark gold at a discount,
no, but I think Paxos also has a product which just literally holds dollars and shows full reserve. So at least I've heard that.
That's a completely different one. Yeah, they have their own stablecoin. I'm just looking for a way to get away from fiat, right? So when we sell and take profits, we're not.
Well, look, man, fiat. There's only one way out of fiat, and it's to have the non-stable actual stuff.
Right.
So in order to get away from fiat, you got to drop the stable, which really just means tied to fiat. It's not actually stable at all. It goes down in value. It goes down in value almost all the time because dollars go down in value almost all the time. And so stable really means just goes down in value almost all the time. So
Which is what I'm trying to get away from.
Well, yeah. So you just have to own shit that's not stable, like actual assets, you know?
Right.
But look, bro, like I think having stable and buying dip is probably you know, a successful strategy for a lot of folks. Because, you know, some shit's more tax preferential than other shit, you know?
For sure, for sure. All right, thank you very much, man.
My pleasure.
Doing
Man.
war room stuff with you is a freaking, it's a fucking dream.
Thank you, man.
Funding, Jim.
Hey, I just wanted to chime in on that small bit. That small bit was TrueUSD is an escrow. It's not. It's a dollar that's locked, just like a bridge of fiat into an ERC20. It's called TUSD. So if you're talking about stablecoin, that one was founded by Stanford. It has, you know, a lot of backing. It's fully audited as far as what's in its bank accounts, versus other things that might be, you know, partially crypto backed or gold backed or, you know, speculative instruments. So I just wanted to comment about TrueUSD.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Cool. Mr. Hart, I'm happy to support you. Freaking, think you're a genius.
Thank you, man.
You know, your energy and whatnot, everything's dope. And
appreciate
also,
it, brother.
As a crypto head and whatnot, definitely appreciate your calls on the bottom. You know where we're headed in this bear market regarding Bitcoin.
Man, I called it right. Motherfuckers didn't listen. I'm like, all right, well.
Hey, there, a lot of people don't get it. They don't get the
yeah.
You know.
I'll see you at the bottom, bitches.
So, you know, just as a Hexagon, I appreciate you. You know, some of that Twitter activity. I'm definitely watching and taking note of all your wisdom and all that. So
thank you, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Who next?
All right, y'all. If you don't have anything to say, I got to rotate you off the stage. I got a shitload of people trying to request the mic. And also, you should probably retweet the room so that other people can get in here with limited access that we got.
Richard, I have a question. I do have a question. So as far as Pulsechain launching, how you know, there's a lot of people that aren't Hexicans that are coming into the community. How can they best support the success of Pulsechain?
Well, I mean, participate heavily in the network once it exists. Promote it before it exists. Practice on the test net. Put stickers out, you know, put fucking cards out, do direct mail, you know, do the work, man. Same shit we've been doing. So more the same. About it. I mean, if you wanted to, you could get other projects to try and integrate, but like, I don't give like half of these fucking teams is probably going to disappear in a bear anyway. So like, you know, I don't even bother with that shit. They'll come when they fucking see how good it is. That's my feels
Richard,
on the like other projects bullshit.
Richard, how do you feel about the network effect, Metcalfe's law playing into the Pulsechain network, being that we have so many projects that are coming online from day one, which has never been happening before?
Yeah, maybe. It could be. Look, man, I think Pulsechain is a goddamn fabulous idea. Fabulous. I mean, the bear market hasn't even solved the gas fees. Shit still costs too much. Well, sweet. I thought that, you know, fees would come down a bit. They didn't even come down. It's like, I mean, they came down a bit. Let me look at this shit. Gas.
Richard,
yeah,
I have a
this is
question.
a lot.
Richard, what would be your advice for people? Here's the thing. The beautiful thing about Pulsechain, man, like, especially from the Hexagon community, like, it has driven a lot of people that I feel like had, you know, entrepreneurship in their heart, and they're like finally, like they see Pulsechain as opportunity.
On-ramp users outside of my fucking communities. Stop.
Yeah.
Stop sucking pump out of my like, shit. Go fucking get other users.
Maybe that's a better question than what I was gonna. My question was gonna be like, what would your advice be to them? But
just on-ramp users from other communities, man.
How do we, like, what's a good strategy for you know, connecting Pulsechain new projects outside of the Hexagon community?
Well, here's my thing, bro. It's like you hear Vitalik shilling ERC20s. Nah, why? 'Cause he ain't got bags of ERC20s. So like, I want to see my coins that I design do well. And so if some motherfucker comes up and is like, "Yo, Rich, I could buy shit you invented, but instead I want you to tell me why I should buy some shit you didn't invent." No, you know what I mean?
But Richard, let's be honest. Like for Pulsechain to Pulse
Read
to
my
blow
book.
up to do
I'll
a
teach you how to
10,000x,
do good marketing.
No.
No, but like,
What I'm saying is though, for Pulsechain, for PulseX and Hex, for those to do a 10,000x, like you do need a network. You need to
you don't.
support.
You
Yeah,
actually
do. I mean,
don't,
you
though.
can't. You really think?
No, you don't,
You
though.
really think PulseX, and Hex by themselves would run a full network?
Hey, you ready? You ready, dog? Watch me prove this shit. I'm so good at this. I love this shit. Hey, do you remember Ethereum in 2017 when it went up 14,000x? What were them cool ass projects running on that shit? Oh, it was like jack shit. You know what I mean? So like, yes, like Pulse can serve as a great home for a lot of projects, but in reality, those projects do not need to actually be there at all for Pulse to do amazingly well. Like Ethereum did well. Like it's just, are people buying it?
But
Are they using it?
Here's my
Like
challenge
if
to that.
Hex was the only thing on Pulse, Pulse could still do well.
Here's my challenge to
If
that.
the other shit wants to be on Pulse, great. Like I support it, but I ain't never gonna promote some other motherfucker's coin over my coin.
Richard,
like,
trust me, Richard. You know I'm building, and I would never expect.
So my answer is if you want to on-ramp other communities and be like, look, you tired of losing money to fucking fees? Well, your code's already here and it's free and you don't got to do shit.
Richard, I know, like, you know me, like I've told my community not to like be in your threads, like shilling my shit.
Thank you.
I 100%, dude. I respect, because I do
Appreciate
the same.
it.
I do the same shit to new projects in our threads. I block them instantly because you're not like.
Otherwise, they're just sucking the pup out of your shit for why,
100%,
like, you know.
100%. And I don't like, I'm not showing your threads, and I respect that, and I do the same. But I will say this, I am so inspired by Pulsechain and what you're building.
Thank you, man.
And truly, and like, here's the cool part
it
about
will
it, man.
be
Like,
better than Ethereum.
I know you're focused on actually building the chain, and I'm a part of this like radical group of like really inspired people that are inspired by you, and they're bringing it to Pulsechain. And the thing I want to share with you is like the standards that you've set as far as trustless, audited code. Things that I truly like, the things you've set. I just want you to know that not only with the people that are building, but the people that are holding those people to those standards.
Thank God, dude.
Dude, you are
setting
the standard, and people are learning because of you, and I respect it, and I'm
glad to hear that, man. I like, because like that's the one thing, like that one dude that made the what was it called, Hadron? Yeah, I looked at his code and shit. It was like, hey man, this dude was inspired. He was inspired by Hex, you know. So it had caching, it had fucking audit, you know, like it was intelligently written. I'm like, yeah, good job, man. You know, if you're gonna build on top of Hex and you build something, build it good. It was built good. And like, you know, I wish more people would fucking make good products, you know? And like live the actual crypto dream, which is fucking no admin keys, no counterparty risk, hold your own keys, you know? Like the most of that you can do. So many people wouldn't lose their money, you know, and enrich these scumbag criminals, middlemen criminals, fraud-fi. I coined that term. You like it? Fraud-fi. I don't think people realize I coined that term. Maybe I should just tell them real quick. I coined the term fraud-fi.
By the way, y'all, if you're up on the speaker stage, raise your hand so that I know you actually have some shit to say and that you're not just up here like fucking taking up spots, because I got tons of people.
Thank you for that. Can I have a question?
Go.
Yeah.
Good morning, you. Good morning, you.
Thanks.
I guess it's good night, good evening to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You stay late. You stay late.
Yeah, I'm up late. I want to fucking sleep, y'all. These questions better be good as
Okay.
fuck.
Last question for you. Then you are free to sleep. And then when
Two
you
more.
wake up, it's a party day, 4th of July.
Lol. All right.
All right. Okay. Richard, I saw you in Stockholm in June doing shopping.
Oh, nice. You saw me
Oh
in June.
yeah. Very
Where
nice.
was I? Instagram.
No, on Twitter. I saw you on the Jordan got it. You know, you were doing shopping. Anyway, I used to work with luxury fashion. So if you wanna talk about fashion, I'm here for you.
All right. Well, fucking DM me. I love me some fashion.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, there's a lot to talk about actually in fashion. It's not only the looks, and there's different layers to it.
I'm still trying to find out where Prada's getting these crystals, man.
Oh,
Prada has got these fucking crystals that are so good on these new products I'm buying. I bought like every single Prada crystal thing they make, and like I love them.
Yeah, Prada, okay, one thing I want to mention, Prada, they are very creative, very like they're on the edge of being edgy, being dominating in being really creative. They are really creative. That's true. If you watch their fashion show every season, almost everybody else is copying them. However, the company is a little bit Google. Anyway, aside from that, Richard, I want to ask your advice. So I work with deal flow in DeFi. Can you please hook me up with some people? And I want to ask you what's your
I basically live on an island. Like all these other people in DeFi are fucking alien to me. I don't have nothing to do with none of them. Like literally none of them.
Okay, so what's your?
I'm like the worst person in the world to ask for an intro to anyone else in DeFi because I don't know none of these motherfuckers.
They know you.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's true.
So in your advice, what would you recommend, or what would you say the best advice for marketing?
Like what, a general DeFi project or what?
Yes, general DeFi project, and yeah, as
I mean,
mentioned, I work with the deal flow, so it's early investment opportunities, and also bring the projects and the VCs together.
I mean, well, like, why don't you try going to an actual like startup fair, like, you know, your local startup thing, and then throw a crypto angle in there. Because I'll go to startup things and there won't be that much crypto. So you just get a booth at like a normal startup fair kind of thing, but it's crypto, and they're looking for money. So that's my best advice on that one.
However, the startup, yeah, that's a good one. Thank you. The thing is that if they are not in crypto, they usually are fearful, and you have to
but look,
actually,
I mean,
convince them.
Hey, that's the whole game. They're fearful of everything. Like it's, they're gonna only buy a couple bags of a couple things, and everything else they're scared of. It's worth a try. It's what I would do.
When are you coming back to Stockholm next time?
It's a good question. I don't know. I'm usually secretive. I usually don't tell anyone where I'm going, and then I only like send pictures after I already left. It's like, it's a good season up there though. Like,
it's perfect.
It's pretty nice.
It's heaven. In the summer, it's heaven.
I'll come buy everything from you guys.
Yeah, you should. You should come. I'll be your personal shopper.
All right. It sounds good. Hey, it was good talking to you. I'll take a couple more questions. Ciao, ciao.
Hey, I have a question kind of building on what Vin Luck was saying before about stables.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like a little weird offshoot paradigm. And I'm wondering if it makes more sense to build on this old theory of the Big Mac index, food industry being the best for inflation adjusted price, right?
Yeah, but the problem is that you can't stock the Big Macs to back it. Like, I've already thought about this. Like, You would prefer stablecoin be actually stable, but then the problem is to make it actually stable, you actually have to buy that shit, and then that shit expires, or you have overhead from futures, and like, it's not that easy. You're thinking along the right lines, but your solution won't be so easily found.
Right. So build on that a little bit. So what if instead of like, you know, because it really is just the price feed, right? So what if
no, you actually have to have the stuff.
So buying the Big Macs?
Yeah, that's the problem. You can't stock them.
What if you can?
Well,
maybe that would work.
I mean, I've got gold
if you
mines.
can find
I'm
a way to
not even
stock
just
the
fucking
Big
saying
Macs,
that.
it might work.
Like,
I mean,
I've got gold. Like, I literally have access to the gold mines that I can get discounted gold. Like, that's the only reason why I'm thinking about it, because I actually have this is vertical for me.
Well,
this is what I do.
Yeah, maybe, sure.
Instead of,
but just,
right.
just leave this. Forget about the stable angle and keep it pure the thing, and let someone else take the fucking encapsulation risk or whatever.
Need to stock the Big Macs if you treat it like a rebase protocol.
Guys,
and just peg
listen.
to it.
If I have sick as fuck like stable ideas, I'm not even gonna share them with you because I'm gonna do something with them myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No,
so this line of questioning is basically fruitless. The only thing I can do is maybe take one of your ideas from you. Thanks. Like, you know.
Listen, DM me, man. I've got the gold mines. I'm not even kidding.
I believe you. I hear you. But I
got
mean, London good bars is good. Look, the issue is more like there's a lot of money in the transportation and vaulting of this shit as well. So getting it out of the ground is like one part of the fucking problem. There's a lot of other
450 an ounce, and I got a 10% discount off that spot.
I hear you. Because it costs money to do all that other shit. That's where the other 10% is.
No, but that's no. That's delivered 10%.
Oh, okay.
Delivered it vaulted, delivered, full on.
What kind of iridium are you sticking in them fucking tungsten? You're putting that tungsten in there.
No, not at all. This is actually I got 43,101 Barrick and Newmont Mining guaranteed reserves. I got 43,101. They spent $30 million in finding these reserves, and they walked away from them. I've got so much of this in a specific country that is really, let's just say it's the fastest growing country in the world, and you can find out where just by me saying that.
Is it called Wreckville? Wreckville is very popular this last couple months. All right, guys. One last question. Somebody. It's not a fucking stable. It's not a business idea. It's not a fucking stable. Give me something.
No, not at all. We're gonna go to a guy you probably love already. He is one of the greatest supporters of you. He's on these spaces all the time. He's running it fucking 24/7.
I'm ready.
Famous. You are fucking coming and bringing it from Portugal. My friend, ladies and gentlemen, Orca's friend, and I know Richard is your friend too. The famous one himself. Famous. What's up?
I hope my question doesn't get. It's the last one of the night, but what's up, good morning. Hope you're okay. Thanks for everything you did. I have a question. I don't know if anyone brought it up, but did we bring up the facts of what we're trying to do with the nodes?
Is this alternate chain EVM OS shit?
That's something else, but I don't know if you know about Frosty, but what we've been trying to doing as a community is that we've been trying to find
You're talking about becoming a validator on Pulsechain? You talking about that?
No. We actually want to run nodes. We want hexagons to run nodes unselfishly, so we could run the consensus at the end of the day.
No, but like there's only 33 validators, and there might end up being less, by the way, depending on what the dev team. But
we want to run the nodes.
Refactoring going on.
We want to run the nodes and not get paid. We just want to run them so we can.
Well, what I'm just saying is just listen. You're not part of consensus if you just run a normal node. Normal nodes don't do validating. They just rebroadcast system state to other people. They're useful for on-ramping new users and shit like that, but they're not that mandatory or vital. So I don't mind it. It's cool. But if you guys don't do it, it's okay too. Everything's gonna be fine. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
we're just trying to find ways to help in any way, shape, or form unselfishly.
I think outbound marketing is the best, dude. Call people, say hi, tell them if you get crypto right, it could be the best thing financially that ever happens to you, and it has been for many others. I think that's what I'm doing with my time, is singing the praises of good shit. You know, I talk about the things I like. I think that's the best thing anybody could do right now. I'm drowning in devs. That shit cannot be quick. It can't be doing any quicker than it is. I think outreach to new users is what the community can do best, and it has been doing best, by the way. The vast majority of new users comes from you guys, not me. Same goes for content. So, you know, I appreciate what you guys do. I'm very thankful. I know it's hard to tell that sometimes because I'm you know, shaking my ass or whatever, but community is the most important thing. Like, the community is the most important thing in Hex and is the thing I am most proud of. It is the community. So that's you guys. I appreciate what you guys do.
We love you, man. We all love you.
Thank you, bro. Guys, I'm heading off. I hope that you've had a wonderful time, and keep up the good work. You know, bear markets don't last forever. Eventually, them big ass green candles come, and I can't wait.
Happy July to you all.
Happy 4th, everybody. Talk to you later.
4th of July, yes.
Thanks for coming in, Rich.
Appreciate your time.
Pleasure, man.
Okay.
All right, you guys. Real quick, everyone give a follow to the host and co-host. These guys do a lot of work for the community, and they have spaces. For instance, Bullish is basically like the executive producer for everybody's YouTube channel. So, like, if you're not following him, you're fucking lame as shit. But other than that, dude, like, I'm probably not gonna fucking stay in here forever. I know that you guys were here for Richard. So I appreciate everybody coming in. This space is recorded, so when I end it, you'll be able to see the space. You can go back and clip whatever content you want. You can back it up locally so that it's, you know, online forever, whatever you like. But I appreciate everyone coming in. I will stick around just for the hands that we got. Like, if people do want to chat, I have no problem sticking around. I'm just not so disillusioned that I think that you're here for me.
Yeah, if anyone wants to talk or ask any questions, onboarding questions, how to do it questions, things like that, please, now's the time. It's easier to do it now that Richard's gone. Anything that you guys want to talk about?
Hope you guys enjoyed that. That was pretty much it. I mean, obviously doing a few little extra stuff at the end, but that was Richard Hart. Woohoo! Rock on. I think I've got an audio up. Yeah, so that's cool. Let me just put the mute on that one. So cool. That was pretty cool. So we had got most of, well, maybe we got about 80% of that debate there from Tangent there early on with versus Richard. I thought it was pretty cool. I was actually listening to it offline. I thought, hey, I might as well go online with this. So it was pretty nice. And then, of course, nice to get a bit of a Q&A as well. Now, there was a lot of Q&A or question time before Tangent got on there. So the originals, though, are currently in the Discord there as well. So if you want original links, they're all posted in here. So and Discord links in the video description. Pretty nice there. That was a bit of fun, though. Nice to see Richard as well. Now, one thing that Richard did talk about, Pulsechain launch, which was probably pretty big outtake there. I've got that written up here. RH said in his live stream in response to a question by KG, who I had earlier today in our first live stream on Internet Money Wallet update. So if you haven't checked that out, check that out on the channel, because KG did a walkthrough of the latest update with that Internet Money Wallet. But he asked a good question around Pulsechain and, of course, the rumor about Richard waiting for the bottom of the bear market. And Richard, once again, reiterated the fact that he isn't waiting for the bottom of the bear market. However, obviously, the timing has probably played out pretty well. Generally speaking, obviously, you don't want to launch while Bitcoin's crashing down. And, of course, you got to wait till a bit of that's over. So he says he's just going to launch when ready. But, of course, the teams, the coders are still working on it. He's got 14 coders at the moment working on different stuff. And, of course, he's looking at, covering attack vectors, plus obviously improving their performance as well. Now, another little thing he just dropped at the end there, of course, was around the potential they may not have 33 validators. So that was pretty interesting. And therefore, so basically better performance, attack vectors, and he'll launch when the time is right. So obviously, once they're coding, they've got to do testing with all the coding. So that's the other thing. I wouldn't get too rushed with it coming out, soon. At that stage, just my opinion, of course. Testing always takes a while, so I'm sure he'll He'll launch when it's ready, fine and dandy. So cool. The other thing he said that, as I've been saying on this channel, the PRC launches at 0, and so it just prices up from there. So obviously I preferred higher absolute dollars because obviously you're pricing up from 0, your percentage gains towards an absolute level is better. But once again, on a lower market, you've still got that relative percentage gain from 0 anyway. So, you know, so cool on that one. That was pretty much the update from there. We're just going to have to be patient for the Richard's team to get it over the line. And I'm sure Richard will launch the gamification. Pretty cool when they do there. So nice. That was not bad. Not bad there from Richard Hart in that chat. Nice. DJ says, everyone I came in contact with, I give them a Hex card. That's right. And that's the other thing Richard's basically getting out there. Just keep spreading the word about Hex Pulsechain and go. And you can do simple things just like handing out Hex cards or just saying something to somebody. That's pretty much it. So cool. Patrice says, nice one. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Great White in the house there. Excellent. Loved it, says Great White. Yeah. I might do more of those if I do manage to catch a Twitter space. I don't always capture them, but I just happened to be capturing that one, so it was cool. Pro Hexer, good morning. I am late. Yeah, you are late. We just finished that part. Good night. I am early, says DB. Hey, DB, always a pleasure as well. So nice. Anyway, so let's have a quick little wrap up of the roundup of the prices. We're going to end probably the live stream in a couple of minutes. We're going to check out on Hex at the moment. And look at that. So actually, this just run out of function there. It's been obviously enough stuff. So obviously, Hex under a little bit more pressure in the price market. So we've been following our EMA 13 target. That is now closed. So we're going to get into that. That is actually closed. We're going to take off all the details there. You can see if we spread out there. Now, this has happened a few times, but this one was pretty prolific. So we had to break out reversal here, but it didn't play out. It didn't play out, got squeezed, and now it's closed. Just today it closed there on that one. But we do have a slightly higher 50% moving average there in the Bollinger Band. So it is up slightly there. So that's where we're at. The bands are still while they got closed, they closed a bit. They're still reasonably wide there as well. So we've got the BB 50% there at 3.8 cents. The top of the curve there just under 5 cents, and the bottom just above 2.7 cents there in the blue, the top blue and bottom there. The EMA, of course, just crossed underneath. Well, technically it's just slightly ahead at the moment, but it's pretty much looks like it's going to cross there unless we get some big massive green candle that may touch and go up again. That'd be pretty unusual. I suspect it's going to go down here below the 50% here, and maybe we'll get a rise up there. We still have a higher low here at the moment, obviously 2.8 cents back here on the 19th. And of course, we've still got a higher low here at the moment of 3.197. So that's kind of where we're at the stage. We look at the DMI there, we can see the sellers, just not enough seller emphasis at the moment. And it's not like we've had a lot of bad stuff. I mean, the market in Bitcoin did go below 21,000, 21, then 21, 20,000, and about 19 there. So this is definitely on the weakness side there. And we've had the weekend as well. Gas fees have been super cheap over the weekend for Ethereum. So that's not really, a catalyst at all. But there we are. And the sellers there, just a little bit higher on the sellers there. And of course, if we go and check out the WoW bot over the last 24 hours, we can see that we've had obviously some big stakes coming out on the second and the third, but not only on the third and the fourth, I should say. But we've also had a few, we have had a few penalties actually, but we had a few sells there and there. We've had quite a bit of changing liquidity positioning. I imagine that's been changing its price path there on V3. So we've had a bit of that going on. Let's just jump through all this liquidity stuff. It's good having the whale bot, but adding liquidity now means there's so many more transactions often. We've got to sort of flight through the last 24 hours here. So we had 6.5 was the last there. I think 6.5 million hex sold. That was 3 hours ago. We had 9 million hex bought 3 hours ago. So that was pretty cool. Those are the larger purchases and sales. So that's pretty cool. So that's nice to see that 9 million there come in there as well. So cool. Not sure if there was anything on that one, but maybe Hexacat. There's your friends in there. Cool. Friend has bought 9.6 million Hex and staked until the 31st of August. And that's good to see. Wallet has a little bit of ETH, new fresh wallet, a new member, waited patiently, and now he's here is the perspective from your friend. So it's kind of cool. on there. So nice. So we've got Hex at the moment, 3.4 cents on the hourly. We've got, so we're in kind of no man's land at the moment. So we're going to have to wait and see where this decides to go. And here we are at 3.4 cents. We've got Hedron at 5.74. Obviously, that's tapered off as well. We've got Maxi at 6.4 cents, but the premium on Maxi, and of course, you heard them talking about Maximus there with Richard Hart. Oh, you are kidding me. Wow. Okay. The breakout we were looking for has happened on Maxi. Woohoo! And of course, you heard them talking about the premium too high. Can you bring it down or something like that? And of course, we broke the 82% range, was the top of our range. That's in the orange there. The bottom was 52% premium. Top there was 82%. And so we kept on getting higher lows. And of course, then we got the news about the new products, the base and the team token coming out. And of course, away we go. We've got some support in here. Look at it just sitting up there supporting. And now it seems to have broken out here, just as we indicated the green line there. Cool, cool, cool. Where does it go to now? Will it go over 100%? In other words, we'll be looking at a 2 there. That would be crazy. We're at 1.91, 9.92 there. Some pretty crazy stuff there. And will we actually move over 200, over 100%? That would be crazy stuff there on Maximus. So like a boss, and team and base haven't even come out yet. So that's probably expecting at least 2 to 3 months away with that. A little bit, 2 more of the contracts to be written, a bit of testing, and then, of course, audits, and then go live. And the go live is going to be short, maybe 7 days for a launch phase, maybe half the time the Maxi was out. Remember the difference, Maxi was a 15.2 year stake, and, of course, base is going to be a 12-month rolling stake pretty much, but they will be chasing the bigger pays better as well, so maybe targeting at least 150 million on that one. So watch the space on that. Obviously, these guys are leading the innovation, really. We've got a few parties that are innovating. We've got Alex with Icosa and Hedron. We've got the Maximus team, Dipcatcher, Gold Key, and of course, we've got Power City Flex with the whole team there, which is quite a large team. So cool. Very, very nice happening stuff there. And then finally, we got Pulse Dodge Coin, the talk of the town. And of course, it actually had a sell-off. Look at this, had a sell-off. And of course, it's got as low as $2.47. But of course, there's only about 26 days to go in the launch phase there for this. So it's counting down. Will the gains continue? The plane is definitely down there, so we better put the plane somewhere like that. There we are at the moment. So we'll keep watching that one. I won't do an update on the metrics today since we had a good live stream. We're there with Richard Hart, but that's pretty much where we are. PDC sitting at 19. Will we get that? Will we get that next down yet? We haven't had that yet. I suspect maybe within the next week we could possibly get that towards the middle of July with the Fed interest rates and other things coming out. So we might get that next move down. Of course, going down is not great. If you think about it, a lot of people saying, yeah, let's go down. But if you're buying, we'd be happy about that. Otherwise, a lot of people with their portfolio values, they see them go down, down, down until we get to the bottom of the bear market. And got to remember, a lot of people in this last bear market have never been in crypto. They have just come into crypto. They weren't in there in the first time in 2017, 2018. So they're not used to this. They've only largely been used to two tops that we had for Bitcoin and the rest of the market with it. So they're not used to a bear market, and we don't know how long that will last. If we do enter recession, remember recessions are technically 6 months of negative GDP growth, and of course they last about 18 months on average. But of course that doesn't mean that couldn't be lasting longer. Of course that's going to impact the stock market and profitability, also with high inflation and interest rates as well. And then of course you've got the issue of property, which Richard's been posting stuff on property market as well, playing out. So we've got lots of things with the volatility there. In addition to that, geopolitics as well. All around the world, you guys are all familiar with that. So it's going to be an interesting time ahead here. Obviously, when Pulsechain launch, once again, Richard will launch it when it's ready. He's not waiting necessarily for the bottom of the bear, but fortunately for us, I think it's turned out the fact that it hasn't launched yet is a good thing. So good stuff for that. All right, so someone said that Rex just launched on BSC, gone up 10x. So things can do pretty well even in bearish conditions, although at the moment we're kind of moving sideways after having those 2 big dips. But even in that said, you imagine what Pulsechain, Pulsechain will do. It's going to be the light on the hill in all of crypto. What else is bigger and better than Pulsechain and Pulsex coming up? And of course, your copy of Hex at the moment, you're getting 2 for 1 as well. So all that narrative still holds pretty solid. The other thing we've got, of course, is Rack and Michelle put out another cool killer tweet here. Which program built on Pulsechain am I joining and why? Let's discuss. No mandatory disclosure at this time. $1 to $10 million USDC. Why should I trust your project or your opinion on a project? So it's had lots of projects respond to that. I mean, you've got Liquid Loans in there. You've got Internet Money responding. Pulse Dogecoin responding there. Lots of people responding. Free Pulse in there. Everybody's jumping in there. So that's pretty cool. Fiat's jumping in there. So lots of projects just jump straight into that one. So it's pretty interesting stuff there with Rack and Michelle. So you can check that out, that tweet out. I'll actually post a copy of that if you want to check out all the comments afterwards as well. That is cool. So that is Rack and Michelle's tweet. We've got a few other comments in here before I jump out. So what else we got here? Yeah, be careful when stepping into CZ spaces. She can get wild. Yeah. The other thing is, so it looks like Binance is it's got its 5-year birthday party today, apparently. Looks like they've got a bit of a $200 party thing going on there on the official Binance, so you can check that out if you want. Hexonium is in there. Good day. I'd rather early or not late, just on time, says Hexonium. Yeah. Nice one. I like that. Cookies and Crypto, great spaces. Yeah, it was a good one. I particularly liked, always like the stuff that's directly related to Pulse and PulseX, and there was a few questions around that. So I enjoyed that. Howdy, Hex Token, says Sashin. Hey, School's good to see you, Sashin. Who's the bear market looking? Yeah, how's the bear market looking? Well, you know as well as I would, Sachin. Crypto and Cookies and Crypto. Yo. Pulse is not ready. That's it, says Hex Video. That's pretty much it. Whoa, Maxi, let's go. Yeah, Maxi killing it, man. Man, look at that premium. Wow. That premium is just incredible. Go, Maxi, says DB. End of July, the team says Proxit. End of July. Yeah, so that would be end of July. That'd be pretty early. We're June coming up to middle of July. That's pretty early. I don't know if they'll have it out that quick because they still had 2 more contracts to do unless there's been an update on Maximus. I don't think there has. Let's check that out though. We would like to get the latest and greatest. So let's check out Maximus. See if there's been any. I don't think there's been any update unless they've set it on somewhere. I understand it was 2 or 3 months to go on this one. Pretty sure that was the case unless that is news that's come out. Commanding a 92% premium. Any greatest hope on stream? Crypto influencers there. 3 Maxi sales. Yeah, so as far as I know, there's at least 2 to 3 months, but hey, it could be that early if they get everything up over the cross line there. The Hex Bear God is among your bags. Is a real Hex Bear. Nice to see you in the house. I'm eating your lunch. Nice. I poison my lunch, says Debbie. That's a counter there. Excellence haven't even entered the anger phase, says the real Hex Bear. Love my boy Suitman, says Jonathan Pilot. Hey, Jonathan, always great to have you in the chat there. A beautiful soul helping each other. That's the way we like to be. We are only halfway through the Hex Bear, says the real Hex Bear. Yeah, well, that's possibly true too. So people calling the end of the year, right? Maybe November, something like that. A lot of people calling sort of that period. What is delusional streamer talking about? Still pitching the double narrative, says Hex Real Bit. I'm not sure what you're talking about there, to be honest, but hey, that's cool. What about the free claim weight? Is Hex in behind it? I don't know. We talked about it, I think, the other day, perhaps. I just can't remember what we said about that. Superman is always around because he stands with morality. That's true, Jonathan. That's true. If you can't say something nice, yeah, true that. I'm saying very nice things. I'm only one telling people, what is it? 145. So 1/2 cent there. Next trend support says the real Hex Bear. Ace Rimmer in the house there. Hey, Ace, good to see you. Hello. Everyone else has been telling you all to buy. Yeah, well, we've got a lot of people in the chat. A lot of people watching this channel have got support limit orders in for Hex at lower prices. So that's true. I always have dry powder. I'm ready for anything, Stevie. Absolutely. All right, so that's pretty much it. And of course, we covered Hex is the way stuff there. Finally, the timeline for Pulsechain. We've obviously had a few things at the moment. We've obviously still got testnet 2.5B in play. And of course, that was block height 14,360,999. That was the block height for Pulsechain 2.5. That was the 10th of March. So that's really been going for some time now. I haven't actually updated the arrows here, but let me just update live. And of course, how long has that been going? Pulsechain V2B, 2VB, I should say. That's been going for 107 days now, everybody. Woo-hoo-hoo! 107 days. That's some crazy stuff. That's the longest testnet so far. And of course, they are running a public one, but I don't know exactly when the start date was. I just put it in there. Seemed about right, but it could have been earlier or after, slightly after. And of course, that's still running as well. That's the V3 privately with the test net. And of course, with the code rewrite, we can't be quite sure what's happening in all that space either, although that is on the chain list stuff there. We've got Pulsechain here coming up here the 6th of September. You can ignore this stuff that's just arbitrarily placed here, so around the 1st of September. But possibly the earliest we might get a launch, in my opinion, at this stage, and that's not based on a lot, is possibly somewhere after October, but we will see. You never know. I think there's going to be lot more testing to go to get everything over the line. So cool. Richard says it is not done yet, and he will launch when ready. So pretty much that. And of course, the highest stakes still coming out later on in the year. So that's pretty much a wrap up, everybody. John says Suitman is a beautiful soul. I appreciate that, Jonathan. Big shout out to you. I hope you enjoyed that one. And don't forget to catch us tomorrow. We've got 2 more live streams tomorrow. Pulsechain, Pulsex, and Hex. It's going to be a lot of fun, folks. And if you haven't joined our Discord, get into Discord. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, smash the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Get your limit orders in. And of course, you never know what price the bottom will be for Hex. And of course, the correlation to the wider market as well. The other big thing, of course, we've got big economic and financial things and geopolitical things going on. So, risk off for US dollars is also in place since X is 80% USD. So we'll see where that ends up lying there. All right, cool. Patrice is in house. Big ups. Nice. Good start to this day. I love it, CSX Somium. Yeah, it was a pretty good start, especially if you're up in the UK. This would be morning time for you. So big shout out to everybody there. I'm just going to sign off here, and I will catch you guys tomorrow as always. Let me just make sure I spell this correctly. All right, so thanks for watching. And of course, if you want to watch the full stream, we've got the streams here in Discord here, so you can sign onto this. The second one here is the one that will have the full audio there as well. Cool. Have a nice day, says Patrice. You too. Dog Days, awesome stream. Thanks, Dog Days. Thanks for watching, everybody. That's from Hex Token. If you're a Hex Token channel member, of course, smash out the emojis on the way up. In fact, how many? We've got a few Hex Token channel. Yeah, we've got Cookies and Crypto in the house. Is a moderator. We've got a few other moderators there too. I'm just looking to see if we've got any Hex Token channel members. It's the first time that we haven't, I think. At least that I can see recently. Maybe we had some earlier on there. Great White's in there. Great White is in there. Hey, Great White to represent the Hex Token channel members. Nice. Now, if you want to join, of course, hit the join button. We've got Pulsechain's, Hexagon's, Richard Club, 2 live streams a day. What could you ask for more? I don't know. Maybe a pizza. I don't know. Pizza there. Knight says Katie, and nice job says Great White. Knight says DB and DJ Paulie. Thanks, man. Yeah, you're welcome to Hexbiker. Stay hexy. Yes, stay hexy. I think that's good advice. And good to see you in the chat there too, Jonathan Papala. Always a pleasure. Take care, everybody. Peace out there. We're going to play out some fucking music. Let's do that on the way up. Why not? We're going to play our Power City chord teaser. Very funky indeed. Bye for now. Take care.
Yeah.